Have you ever asked yourself, why do I try so hard and still fall short? Some people work from dawn to dark and remain strapped for cash. Some love with all their heart and end up hurt. And then there are people who don't seem to grind at all yet. Good things keep finding them. What makes the difference? Florence Scovel Shinn, one of the early voices on mental and spiritual law, offered a surprising answer. Life isn't a battle, it's a game. And like any game, if you want to win, you must know the rules. Picture yourself playing a game without knowing how it works. You can run fast, push hard, and still lose simply because you're moving in the wrong direction. That's how most of us play life. We're taught that struggle equals success, so we double down on effort. But Shinn insists blind effort doesn't guarantee victory. Understanding the laws brings freedom and prosperity. So what are the rules? They're spiritual laws that don't bend for anyone. The law of sowing and reaping, you harvest what you plant. The law of imagination. The images you rehearse become the stage you walk onto. The law of the spoken word. Every phrase you speak carries creative or destructive power. And the quiet treasure, intuition, the inner voice that guides you home. Think back to a moment in your own life. Ever think of someone and they call the next day? Ever worry about something so often that it finally happened? That isn't random coincidence. It's evidence that your thoughts, words, and mental pictures are already operating the invisible rules of the game. Here's the good news: you can learn to play on purpose. Once you understand the laws, circumstance stops dragging you around. You begin to create, choosing to plant love instead of fear, rehearsing images of wealth and happiness instead of failure and loss, training your speech so your words open doors instead of slamming them shut. Imagine a version of you who lives true to your design, attracting money, health, love, and timely opportunities simply by aligning with these laws. That isn't a far-off dream. It's a perfect blueprint already held in your superconscious, waiting for you to awaken to it and step in. In today's video, we'll decode how Florence Scovel Shinn explained these rules in a way that's clear, simple, and immediately usable. You'll see that what you say, think, imagine, and believe doesn't just nudge a moment, it lays the bricks of your entire destiny. So how do you plant the right seeds? How do you turn imagination into a creative tool instead of a source of obsession? And how do you use your word like a magic wand to reshape your reality? Stay with me. Up next, we'll open 5 core principles of the game of life that Shinn left us like a map. There is an unchanging law in the game of life. Florence Scovel Shinn reminds us of it again and again, and Scripture states it plainly: "Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." Simple to quote, harder to live. How many of us actually live by it? Look around. Some people keep sowing complaint. They speak lack, recount who disappointed them, and retell the world's unfairness. Then their lives fill with more lack, more disappointment, more unfairness. Others sow gratitude. They may not become rich overnight, but help finds them, good opportunities appear, kind people gather. That's not random. That's the law of sowing and reaping, doing exactly what it does. Florence points out that you sow not only with actions, but with thoughts and words. A person can look polite on the outside, yet, if the inner life is seeded with doubt, fear, and envy, those seeds will sprout just the same. In fact, mental seeds are often stronger than physical acts, because thought is the root and action only the fruit. Take work. One person keeps sowing fear of being replaced. My boss isn't happy. I'm next to be let go. That loop drops seed after seed into the soil of the subconscious. Soon, the job is gone, or the workplace grows so tight they can't stay. Meanwhile, another person in the same company sows trust. My work is expanding. I'm valuable. I attract better openings. And like clockwork, the right doors swing open at the right time. Money works the same way. Some speak poverty into being. I never have enough. Money leaves and never comes back. I don't deserve wealth. These lines become a self-made curse, and life obedient to the seed circles them with shortage. Another person starts with only a few dollars, but sows faith. Money comes to me easily and naturally. I am supplied in wonderful ways. Then supply appears from unexpected channels. Relationships. If you sow suspicion, you keep meeting people who can't be trusted. If you sow hurt, you repeat the same painful pattern. But when you sow love, forgiveness, and self-respect, kinder, strengthening relationships begin to gather around you. Don't confuse sowing with pretending. Sowing isn't forcing a smile while your heart is bitter. Sowing is an inner change of frequency because the universe responds to the tone you truly broadcast, not to the mask you wear. Florence tells a story of a woman who had only $2. Instead of sowing fear, she gave $1 as a seed of trust, an audacious declaration to the universe. I sow confidence in infinite supply. Soon after, she received a gift of $6,000. That's the power of a spiritual seed. What if I've planted too many bad seeds in the past? Start reseeding now. This law doesn't exist to condemn you, it exists to empower you. Begin sowing new seed, love, trust, courage, and watch the field of your life change. Maybe not in one night, but step by step, day by day, the harvest will look different. So pause with me. What are you sowing today? In your words, your thoughts, your smallest reactions, are you sowing life or fear, wealth or want, faith or doubt? If this message touches something in you, drop a comment. What seeds have you been sowing most, and what new seeds will you plant from today forward? Your share might be the lantern for someone else. Next up, the key. Florence calls the scissors of the mind the invisible shears that cut and paste your destiny. Imagination isn't mere daydreaming, it's creative power shaping reality. We'll open that door together in the next segment. Imagination is the scissors of the mind. It cuts, pastes, and arranges the fragments of your reality. What you picture often becomes what you live. Think back. Have you ever feared something so intensely that it haunted your thoughts, and then one day, it happened almost exactly as you imagined? Florence told of a man obsessed with the idea that he'd develop a serious illness. He replayed that scene so often that his subconscious received it as an order and his body complied. That may sound frightening, but here's the good news. If imagination can create pain, it can create healing. If it can open the door to lack, it can open the door to abundance. The real question isn't whether you imagine everyone does every day. The question is, which images are you planting fear or faith? Years ago, a friend working a temporary job made a morning habit of seeing himself in his own office, trusted clients, big contracts, calm finances. At first, it was just a mental picture. He kept cutting and pasting those images every day. Gradually, his life matched the collage. Today, he owns a small company and lives what he once only saw. Florence emphasized that the subconscious doesn't sort real from imagined. It accepts the pictures you give it. Feed it failure, and it builds a life to match. Feed it prosperity, and it carves a path for prosperity. Your mind is the canvas, your life prints the picture. The same holds true in love. Some people constantly picture abandonment or betrayal, and they meet relationships that mirror those scenes. Others consistently imagine being cherished, respected, and held with care, and they attract that quality of love. Not because they're lucky, but because they planted those seeds in imagination. Try the simple money experiment each day instead of thinking, I never have enough. Close your eyes and picture opening your bank app to see the number you desire. Imagine holding a check with your name on it. Feel the ease of paying bills, buying what you need, and breathing freely. Practice this steadily, with belief and feeling, and watch money begin to arrive through unexpected channels. Isn't this just wishful thinking? Every great invention, every structure, every achievement started in imagination. Edison pictured electric light before the bulb existed. The Wright brothers pictured flight before planes. You too must see it within before you see it without. Emotion is the accelerant. Don't just see success, feel the joy of it now. That feeling is the energy that speeds the seeds sprouting. So, what are you imagining most today? Are you using your inner cinema to build a life of wealth, happiness, and health, or to rehearse failure and worry? Share in the comments. What scene do you play most often, an old fear you're ready to release, or a dream you're nurturing? Your share might help someone else redirect their imagination. And this leads to a powerful key in the game of life: the 3 levels of mind conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. Understand them, and you'll see why your images shape reality. Next, we'll explore how to connect with the perfect blueprint held in your superconscious. Open with me on the front steps of your inner house. Florence Scovel Shinn said each of us owns a marvelous machine, the mind, but most live a lifetime without learning how to run it. Picture a house with many floors. Stand in the lobby and your view is cramped. Climb higher and the horizon expands. Step onto the sunlit roof and you finally see your life whole. Shinn mapped this house into 3 floors: the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious. When you learn to work with all 3 together, you stop being dragged by life and start directing the game of life. Floor 1. The conscious, the gatekeeper. Your conscious mind is the guard at the door. It watches the outside world, compares, analyzes, and leans on old memories to make new judgments. It's the voice that tightens when a bill arrives or echoes a past failure. Careful. Don't trust this. That's impossible, useful, but loud. And if you live only from here, you stay looped inside yesterday's limits because the conscious can only swear by what it can see and hear. Tom, the subconscious, the faithful worker. Your subconscious is fertile soil. It doesn't grade truth or falsehood. It simply receives what you plant and grows it. Sow images of wealth and confidence, and it organizes chances to live them. Sow fear, and it obediently manufactures the very outcomes you dread. Think of learning to ride a bike. At first, you rely on conscious effort. Then the subconscious takes the wheel, and the riding becomes automatic. Repeat a picture or belief long enough and it turns into habit, and then into experience. The subconscious is the builder that turns imagination's blueprint into bricks and beams. Floor 3. The superconscious, the master architect. If the conscious is the guard and the subconscious the worker, the superconscious is the architect, the God mind. Within it is a perfect plan for you: health, joy, sufficiency, purpose. When you connect here, you stop forcing and start following sacred guidance, the voice we call intuition. One woman kept vividly picturing meaningful, well-paid work where she was valued. Instead of clinging to fear, she kept rehearsing the dream job image. Soon, an invitation arrived from another company, exactly the role she had envisioned with double the pay. Not random luck, but guidance delivering her to the right door. How to run the whole house so it runs your life well. Train the conscious to stop fixating on limits and to speak clean, present tense affirmations. Seed the subconscious with strong pictures through imagination and gentle daily repetition. Follow the superconscious by honoring intuition, the quiet nudge toward your perfect pattern. Now, a brief inner audit. Which floor do you live on most? Are you letting the noisy guard run your day? Have you been planting faithful seeds in your subconscious? Are you giving the soft voice of intuition a real say or drowning it in hurry and worry? Share below. Which floor will you train first? Conscious, subconscious, or superconscious? Your clarity could become someone else's map. Understanding these 3 floors explains why words create every sentence you speak doesn't just tickle the conscious, it drops into the subconscious and can open the door to the superconscious. In our next segment, we'll explore the power of the spoken word, how a single sentence can lift you to the roof or pull you to the basement, and how to choose language that keeps you in the light. Florence Scovel Shinn taught a disarmingly simple truth. Your word is your wand. Your words can open doors to prosperity or lock you into struggle. Yet most of us wave this wand unconsciously, muttering spells we don't mean, and wondering why life echoes them back. Try listening to yourself for one day. What slips out of your mouth? I'm exhausted. I'll never get ahead. Money never stays with me. Each sentence is a command sent to the subconscious, and the subconscious faithful, like a servant, goes to work to make it so. Florence points out that speech is thought made visible. When you speak, you release a clear vibration into the world. That vibration seeks its own kind and comes back multiplied. Words create reality. Florence tells of a woman who constantly declared she would grow old and sick. Years of repetition became a grim prophecy. Illness and loneliness. Not fate, just the harvest of her own words. But she also saw the opposite, a man who affirmed, "I am divinely guided. I go to the right place, meet the right people, do the right work." Opportunities began to find him at work, in relationships, and in a calm sense of well-being. Words and money. In money matters. Words are especially potent. How many around you still say, "Making money is hard. Money comes and goes. The rich must be dishonest"? Those phrases become invisible fences that keep people in lack. Florence's remedy: substitute limiting speech with expansive affirmations. Try money comes to me easily and naturally. I am always amply supplied. Spoken with belief, this doesn't just shift your vibration, it retrains the subconscious and opens space for the superconscious to arrange new paths. Words and health. Even your body answers language. People who keep saying "I'm weak" often feel their strength drain away. Those who affirm "I am filled with vitality," every cell is bright and healthy, frequently see surprisingly quick recoveries. Modern medicine has noticed this too. Patients who hold healing beliefs and speak positively tend to recover at higher rates, just as Florence taught a century ago. Words in love and relationships. In relationships, words are seeds planted straight into another heart. Constant criticism dries connection. Steady encouragement makes it bloom. A wife who often affirms, "My husband loves and cherishes me," usually watches affection grow. A mother who tells her child, "You are wonderful, you can do anything," plants lifelong courage. Pause and ask, how am I using my wand? What spells am I casting each day through my speech, opening a world of opportunity, health and love, or unknowingly locking myself inside old limits? I'd love to hear from you. Which single positive affirmation will you start using today? Write it below, not just to remember it, but so our community can lift and remind you. When you finally see that word as wand, you'll handle every sentence with care. And there is one more secret. Florence left us the secret door to success. Most people miss it. Once you open it, the current of life shifts for good. In the next part, we'll explore that door you've held the key to all along and dare to step through. Florence Scovel Shinn, titled one of her most beloved works, The Secret Door to Success. The name stirs our curiosity because all of us are searching for such a door. The astonishing truth is this: the door has never been locked. It's right in front of you. Change how you look, and you'll realize the key has always been in your hand. Success isn't an accident. Many people think it's luck, right place, right time, a fortunate contact. But Florence insists, success is never a coincidence. It is the result of living in harmony with spiritual law. Real success isn't just money, status, or titles. It's wholeness when your work, relationships, and health all reflect harmony. And to enter that state, you must open the secret door, the door of intuition and absolute trust. So where is this door? It's not on a mountaintop or inside some ancient book. It's within you. Every time you listen to intuition instead of fear, every time you choose trust over doubt, you are touching that door. Picture a dark room. You shuffle, bumping into chairs, feeling lost. Then a thin line of light appears. The room changes at once. That's what the secret door does when it opens. Paths appear that looked impossible a moment before. A living example, Florence told of a man who failed in business for years. Project after project collapsed. One day he stopped chasing fear and began to affirm, "I am divinely guided. I open the door to the success appointed to me." He repeated it daily, and more importantly, he learned to listen. A fresh idea arrived in an industry he had never considered. He followed the inner guidance, and this time, everything moved with ease. His breakthrough wasn't luck, it was the secret door opening in his own mind. Words and actions open the door. The key is a clear affirmation joined to trusting steps. You can't stand outside hoping the door opens itself. Declare boldly and then walk in the direction your intuition points. Try this line. The secret door to success stands open before me. I step through with faith, love, and courage. As you repeat it, fear's walls thin out, and your inner frequency tunes to notice opportunities that were always around you. Dear friend, maybe you felt yourself standing before a door, hesitating from fear, doubt, or a sense of unworthiness. Remember, this door is never locked. It's waiting for you to step forward and turn the key of faith. I'd love to hear from you. What is the secret door in your life right now? A career dream? A new relationship? A healing journey? Write it in the comments, not only to remind yourself, but so this community can stand with you. And when you do step through a deeper secret, appears the game of spiritual wealth. True success isn't just having, it's living in a state of sufficiency where receiving and giving flow together and never run dry. In the next part, we'll explore how to keep that current moving, so you don't merely open the door once you learn to live in that room day after day. Dear friend, the journey we've just walked with Florence Scovel Shinn isn't lofty theory. It's a living map you can use every day. From the power of imagination to the 3 layers of mind, to speaking your word like a wand, and finally opening the secret door to success, each lesson reminds you. You are never limited by circumstances, only by the beliefs you hold. Florence said, "Nothing is too good to be yours." Let that line wake you up. How many times have we quietly told ourselves, "That isn't for me. I don't deserve it. I can't." The truth is, if you can imagine it, if your heart longs for it, it already exists in your superconscious. Your job isn't to conjure something from nothing, it's to open the door and step into a reality prepared for you. Picture your life as a book with a chapter already written in light, abundance, and love, and you hold the key to turn the page. Every word you speak, every belief you keep, every image you cultivate is a step toward that secret door. And when the door swings open, you'll see that success isn't only getting what you want, it's becoming who you truly are. It feels like inner freedom, gratitude, and a steady trust that you're guided on this path. Before we close, I'd love to hear from you. Drop one key you'll use right away in the comments. Maybe it's an affirmation you'll repeat, a vision you'll plant, or a door you're ready to walk through. Write it to commit to yourself and to pour energy into our community so we can lift and open together. If this message resonated, please subscribe and turn on the bell. We'll keep exploring these spiritual laws, the hidden currents of life, so you don't just get by, you truly shine. Remember, Florence left us a priceless treasure, but its value appears when you practice. Take what you received today and apply it at work, in love, in health, and in the smallest choices. Watch how life begins to answer you with quiet, undeniable miracles. And never forget, the secret door is always waiting. Step through it with faith, and you will realize you've never been alone. There is guidance, there is light, and there is this community walking beside you.